Hey guys, it's Ryan's Life Riding here, and today we have a review on the Yamaha YZF R125. I've had mine for a year and a month, and I've got to say, it is amazing. It is just amazing. In that 1 year and a month, I have done 8,750 odd miles. From that, I have rode to Silverstone for the MotoGP. I have rode to a place called Snowdonia in Wales. That was on my own. I was quite proud of that. And everywhere else, it's for a fact, if you watch my channel and watch my vlogs, I commute daily on it. I have had no problems whatsoever. So today is generally, if you are looking at buying a Yamaha YZF R125, or you're just interested in a review, then here it is. So then, as you can tell, it is a super sport. It is on Yamaha's main website down as a super sport. It's a 125cc engine, and I've got to tell you, for a 125, it's quick. Now, as you can tell, I still haven't passed my test, but obviously if you watch me all the time, you know. If you're new, then yeah, that's why I've got L plates on. I haven't passed my test yet. I haven't taken the test either, so it's not as if I failed it, I just haven't taken it. Now, to go into a lot of detail with this review, it's going to take probably about 30 minutes to an hour, and obviously you're not going to sit there for half an hour to an hour watching a review of me just ramble on about the bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick specific things about the bike and talk about them in a lot of detail, but not too much where I'm just going to ramble on all the time. So then, to start off, a few stats about mine. Obviously, as you can tell, it's in matte grey. Now, I do appreciate that it is quite dirty, as you can tell from the front. But the reason for that is, for one of my how-to videos, I wanted to wash my bike and show you how to clean a bike. So, yeah, I do appreciate that it's dirty. I'm sorry. I could have cleaned it up, but I wanted to film this first, and so on. So, yeah, she's in matte grey with, I suppose you could say, red decals, and this kind of like black and grey writing with the Yamaha and the R125, red rim tape, and that's generally it, just matte black and red. And I think it looks really nice. This bike also comes in matte white with gold wheels, and then the standard Yamaha like shiny blue with, I think it has black wheels. So yeah, they're the three colours. Now, if you're going to buy this bike brand new, you're looking at a price around about 4,500. Now, I managed to get mine for 3,600 because the website had it up at the wrong price with the wrong picture, so I came lucky. And to be fair, you're not going to get many of those chances. If not, I was probably 1 in a million to get this bike really cheap, brand new. But yeah, that's how much I paid for mine. Now, insurance-wise, I got this at 17, and bearing in mind it does have on the website that it's a super sport, so therefore on the insurance it's super sport. You're going to be looking at around about £800 to £1,000 at 17 years old. Now, I think I had 1 year, no claims, because I had a little scooter moped type thing for a year, so obviously that carried over. So yeah, that's why mine was a bit cheaper. I got mine for 800, but I have known people to get it for like £1,000, £1,500. So just be aware before you get it that that's what you're looking at, insurance-wise. So yeah, modification-wise, I've done absolutely nothing at all to the bike. As you can see, still got the stock Canon. I am looking at a full system Leo Vince exhaust. £350 it is. I'm looking to get that. That's my first announcement, by the way, on the channel. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at getting very soon. I'm saving up at the minute for it. So yeah, that's all I've done to my bike really, is tyres. Nothing else. Just changed the tyres. I'm going to go straight to the tyres in the review now, because if you get this bike brand new, it will come with the standard stock tyres. They are Michelin Pilots, and they're exactly the same as what I've got on this, but this is the newer spec. This is 2014. When I got the bike in 2013, it obviously had the 2013 spec tyres. And to sum up those tyres in a word, I would say in the dry, very good. In the wet, crap. And be aware, if you do buy this bike, be careful in the wet. It's when you first ride the bike with them tyres, not these tyres, the 2013 spec Michelin Pilots, they are, let's just say, not very grippy. You feel like as if you've just hit ice and you're kind of riding, and it feels like the bike's kind of like gonna go. There's not a lot of grip at all, and every single person I speak to who've had this bike with them set of tyres on, I've said exactly the same thing. So just be careful. I'm not saying, you know, if it's got them tyres on, don't buy it. By all means buy it, because I did a full year on them tyres and wore them right down. You just, when you're in the wet, you just have to be careful. Right then, so now we'll go to the engine of the bike. So bit of detail, it's a 125cc. And when I say engine, I just mean in general all of this area here, because it's going to be a lot of information to talk about if I go individually. So it's a 125cc. I've had no problem with the engine. What I would say is, though, it is a bit tappy when it needs an oil change. And when I say when it needs an oil change, yes, this bike needs an oil change every 1,200 miles. It has a 1 litre capacity of oil change. That's the only problem in general about this bike that I have. The running cost, really. It's, if you get it done properly, service it at a Yamaha dealer, get it oil changed at a Yamaha dealer, use all the correct oil and everything, you're looking at a lot of money, guys. You're probably looking, depending on how many miles you do a month. I ride my bike a lot, and I can do up to 250 to 500 miles a month. If I wanted to, in the summer that is. In the winter obviously it goes down because you don't go out on joyrides and stuff. But yeah, I commute on my bike, and I also go just riding in general for a joyride. And I've got to say, guys, that's the only fault I've got. So if you do look at buying this bike, at the time when I was looking at it, I wasn't told, I didn't know about the oil change having to be every 1,200 miles, but that is it. And you know, it's a lot of money, really. But as I say, you know, you've just got to deal with it. Every time it needs an oil change, I just get it. Every 1,200 miles it needs an oil change, and then I think it's 3,600 or 3,500 miles it needs a service. And I get them both done on time on the clock, and I've had every single one done since I got it brand new. So whoever buys this after me is going to see the service book and be very happy, because it's had all of it done. So yeah, for the engine then, I've got no fault whatsoever. It's never overheated. I've never had a problem, you know, starting it. It's never had some weird sounds. Like I said before, it does get a bit tappy when it needs an oil change, but other than that, in general, the engine is great. The exhaust we'll move on to next, because it's in the general area. Obviously, this is the exhaust you'll get when you buy the bike. Now I've got to say, for a Yamaha, for a 125 exhaust, it's sort of like an average exhaust, really. It's not loud, it's not quiet. If you're the type of person that likes a bit of pop in action, you can get the bike to sort of give a little backfire and pop when it's going down the revs. And the key to that, I'm going to do a separate tutorial video for people who have R125s to get that going, but the key to that is when you let off the throttle, just put on the throttle a tiny bit and it gives a little pop when it's going down the revs. It sounds alright, but I think with a better exhaust, like the one I'm looking at getting, it'll sound a lot better and louder and just in general better, which is good. So yeah, I'll start the bike up for you so you can hear the exhaust. Now I'm not going to do any of the crappy action where you put the camera like down there. Forget that crap. Just get that like really popping sound, and it just sounds really crap and horrible. I don't know why people do that at all, but yeah. Anyway, enough talking. I'll start the engine up and give it a few revs as well so you can hear it. So obviously I've rode all the way here so the engine's warm, so I don't have to wait to warm it up, but that's what it sounds like idling. Sounds alright. Probably sounds crap on camera, but in real life, you know, if you're listening to it in person, it sounds alright. So I'll give it a few revs anyway. And I'll try and get it to pop a little bit. I don't know whether it will pop on camera, but we'll try. Yeah, so anyway, that's the bike. That's how it sounds. Okay then, so moving on to ride and handling. Obviously I spoke a bit about the tyres before, so you know about that. But I'll talk about these tyres that I have on now. So I have